Hey guys, I'm Eclipse, and a week ago I announced that I'll be answering some of your guys' questions on the cancelled Mini BR from the Eclipse, and I guess you guys were intrigued because you gave me over 30 questions to answer, and here are some. Could I have gotten a crossover POI? Well, anything is possible. You could have gotten one, or you could have not gotten one. What would have happened to the Cryptic Order? Well, at the end of the story, their story would have been done, so they would all be dead and they would be destroyed for good. Would you think the Eclipse would be successful if it continued? Well, I don't know anything that could have happened, but I think it would have been successful in the future. Do you think you're overrated or underrated? They think I'm underrated, which I greatly appreciate, thank you. I think I'm underrated in YouTube content creation, but I think I'm mixed in BR map creation. I think I'm not very good and I'm not very bad. Will you make another BR map? Well, I don't want to spoil anything and I don't want to give anything away, but in the future projects video, there's definitely some projects you want to keep your eyes on. What do you think the Eclipse would have become? Well, I think at the end of the entire story, I think it would be a BR that anyone could know of in the creative community. How fire was the TIE 89X the Eclipse collab gonna be? So fire, it would have melted everyone's brains. So at the end of the Eclipse, would you have had a face reveal? Is there still a chance? Will you still do a face reveal? This man really wants to see my face. I don't want to say anything and I don't want to confirm anything, but maybe you will see my face in the future. How was the story going to end? Was there any scrapped ideas? Well, there weren't any scrapped ideas. From the start, I knew how the story was going to end, and the story was going to end by the reality being collapsed and exploded, and everyone would die. What would have happened to the cats on the island? Well, they probably would have had the same fate as everyone else. They probably would have died in the Chapter 2 end event where reality collapsed. If the Eclipse still went on, would you bring back the Lava Lamp Musical Festival? No, that thing has been dead for months and will stay dead. It will never be returning. How was the Visitor gonna return if he ever did? Well, I had two ideas for the Visitor's return. First, he was going to return for a heroic, nostalgic moment in the Chapter 2 end event, or he was going to return as a villain for the Chapter 2 end of the story, but, you know, the BR got canceled. Who were the 7 members going to be? They were going to be the exact same as Fortnite's 7, so the Imagine, the Order, all of that stuff, except the Visitor. Will you choose the Eclipse season you liked most and be able to give it to players to play forever? Each season's launch will still be available to play, so have fun while it still remains. Would the other members of the 7 show up? I had plans for each member to show up throughout the story in some capacity because they were very important to the story. Do you think the Eclipse Mini BR will come back at some point? No, I'm sorry, I will never be returning to it. There will be no collabs, no spin-offs, it's dead. Will you review other BR maps in the future that don't get much attention? Yes, I've been asked this a lot lately. I will be doing a part 2 on rating all BR maps, but with less known BRs. Will you create a team for creative BR makers? I will never create a team. I usually fly solo or collab with other people while making maps, so no, I won't be making a team for any map makers. What's your favorite future season that you're sad never got to see the light of day? I have 3, and Season 5, obviously, the exotic BR collab season was going to be amazing. Then we have Nada's season, which was Chapter 2 Season 1, and then the Season X of Chapter 2, which was going to be created by me. Each season, we're going to blow your socks off. Was it a very hard decision on canceling the Eclipse Mini BR? Yes, you can't even imagine how hard it was. I was making sure every side was happy at least somehow. I was asking all the creators what they thought about canceling it. I was asking other people, other creators, and eventually I canceled it, and you have no idea how relieved I am for canceling it. Favorite character? Definitely Reese. I loved what Eddie did to her in Season 2, and I loved what I did to her in Season 3. Her backstory and arc is so well made, especially that she could have become a member of the 7, but the Visitor died and she went to the Eclipse, and then she got into the story from there. Her story is just well made. What is your opinion on the new map based on the Eclipse called Split Haven? Well, I wouldn't say that I'm not interested, but I wouldn't say I am interested. It feels like a normal BR that I see every day, and so I'm very average. My opinion, doesn't really matter in this situation. Will you continue the Eclipse Mini BR? If so, will you start at Season 5? Well, I'm not continuing it, so I won't start at Season 5, but if I did, I'll probably restart with the same characters, but a new map and a new story. How do you make live events and videos in general? So I record my Twitch stream to get the footage, and then I use iMovie on my iPhone to edit all the videos and post it to the public. And live events is basically the same thing, but getting the footage from replay mode in Fortnite. Will there be any future projects? Yes, the video linked in the comments down below. Click on that and set a notification for June 19th. I will show 5 amazing future projects coming from the Eclipse. You don't want to miss any of them because they're literally going to break the Eclipse and change its history forever. I can't wait for you guys to see all the projects that I will reveal in the Futures Project video, and I'll see you guys there. So that was me answering 25 of your well-crafted questions from the Eclipse Mini BR, which got canceled. Make sure to use code ECL in the item shop when supporting me, and I'll see you guys next time.